Welcome to West Texas Droning. First, a Furhopper Hollow FPV course update, and then we're going to talk about the VIFLY Neo Hollow update. So stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello everybody, West Texas Droning here with some updates for you. The first thing I'm going to really touch on is the VIFLY Neo Halo update. On the last episode I did, I had tried out that, I guess you'd call it a light ring that goes around the Neo. It's really pretty. It takes a long time to charge, about, they say an hour and a half, but I think it took longer, and it'll last 15 minutes. It has all kinds of patterns you can select from, different colors you can select from. And I put it on my drone and I tested it during the day because I wanted to make sure everything was okay before I tried to fly it at night. The point of flying it at night is commercially, I have to have a RID module on it, and I have to have a lighted strobe on it, and then I was going to have the VIFLY strips on it to look pretty and cool. I did all that on my tests. As you may remember, if you'll go back and watch the phone, I had some real issues with stability controlling the drone. Yeah, it went up, it came down, it went up, it came down, it went up, it came down, did all kinds of strange things. I tried different configurations with different equipment. I had the same issues all the way through. I consulted Grok, all knowing, all wise, and said, what else can I do? Grok seemed to think that if I went to sport mode on the controller, that some of that sensitivity and concerns would go away and it would fly better. Well, here's the result of that test with the controller in sport mode. Same thing. So any mode I tried, any combination I tried, except for one, and you'll have to see that on the past video when I did the full tests. But I got tired of playing basketball with this thing, and I got it to land. And then I went ahead and went to VIFLY's website, and I gave a critique. I wrote it down. They had an online chat option, but nobody was there. They asked that I leave my email address. I did. They did respond to me. They read my critique and they sent me this reply. We appreciate your feedback. We're sorry to hear about your experience. If you have any specific concerns or need assistance, feel free to let us know. Okay, I felt free. I let them know. They sent me an email back and said, please put a video up, send us a video of what it did, and we'll take a look at it and see what's going on with it. I sent them that video. They said, well, it could be that you've got that strobe on it. Can you take it off and try that? I said, listen, I've tried all these tests. I sent them a link to the YouTube video that I put up, and I'm waiting for their reply. In the meantime, we'll just see what they say. Update number 2, I wanted to take you all out to the Furhopper Hollow, the project we're making the FPV course. Went out there on kind of the weather was not great. It looks good here, it was, and the visibility was good, the winds were pretty good, and the issue was there was a thunderstorm moving into the area, so I kind of had to get stuff together, and I worked pretty fast on it. I did use the DJI Neo. I used my Ray Neo Air 4 Pro glasses, and I used my RC2 controller, and I'll show you what that test flight looks like. And here we go. It shows a takeoff point at 6 feet right there, and then we're going to start down the, I don't know why it says 6 feet because it wasn't 6 feet, but as you know, this course goes down, 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 down a series of waterfalls down to the pond at the bottom. And what I did here is I wanted to see what it looked like drone's eye view rather than my just walking down there. Notice I painted the left borders of the course red and the green borders green, right borders green, and now I'm flying down there and taking a look at the hazards the drone may see that I didn't see, and I learned a lot from this video. And I had to do some ducking. I said, yep, there's some places I need to go back and do some improvements on. At times it was pretty stable on the Neo, going down through the covered areas. Occasionally you'd go into an area that wasn't completely shrouded in trees and you got buffeted around a little bit. It is a Neo after all. But overall it seemed to go pretty well. I didn't fly real fast. I'm just taking my time, first time to do this, and kind of feeling my way down and seeing a lot of improvements and corrections I need to make to the course. I did take equipment with me. I had a chainsaw, and like all good chainsaws, it was hard to start. And once I got it started, the chain came off after I did some cutting, and then with the chain back on, I couldn't start it. So I said, I don't have time for this. There's a thunderstorm coming, so I just proceeded without the chainsaw. The paint you see is water soluble. It's used for marking during construction, and all it takes is a little rain for it to go away. And it's water-based, so it's non-toxic. As you see, we get lower and lower here. Right now we're minus 12 feet almost, and at the base we're minus 14 feet. But on this last ledge I'm filming here today, if you look beyond it, there's lots more course involved, and I've even done some clearing and some painting of the boundaries all the way down there. There we are at 13.8. It gets down to 14 feet. If you see the red down the pathway there, that's the left side of the course as it turns and meanders down the draw. Now as we go back up the draw, I decided to do this instead of a return to home just because of the winds. But I had to cut it short because a storm was moving in. And as I go up the course, I had to increase my altitude little by little so I didn't run into the ground as I flew back up. Some of these trails are made by game, and we've got a lot of it out there. We've got deer and some wild pigs, javelina, which is kind of looks like a wild boar, and we do have some antelope that make out trails, but usually a lot of this is just caused by the water running down the draw. This is my first time to ever fly this drone in this kind of an environment, and it was really interesting and kind of fun. So now we're going to fly back up to the original takeoff point, and I extended the course beyond this concrete pad through those trees up to where the truck is. That will make this even longer. What you saw today was about 200 feet long, and when I'm finished it's going to be a good bit longer than that. So there we set it down. I hope you enjoyed that little ride. I did. It was a good learning experience, and I'm going to glean a lot of information out of that video to improve the course. And in the meantime, check on back with us. There'll be further updates on that, and I've got some other things in the wings, plus waiting for the VIFLY reply about the Neo Halo and see how that works out. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we thank you for stopping by. We ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Come back and see us real soon, and may God bless.